So,
hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. I'm excited to have an old friend and two new friends on the show. I have Lance Price, Ty Southern, and Bryan Weiss. We are SFH. I'll let them tell you what that stands for, but it is a company that they have. They're a clothing company, but there's so much more to what they do. They all have amazing stories. It is a veteran-centric company, and I'm going to let them share a little bit about each other. Welcome, Lance. Welcome, Ty. Welcome, Bryan. How y'all doing today?
Thank you for having us.
I'm doing good.
I'm
Thanks for
excited
having
to
us.
have you.
Good to be here.
It was a long day at 10:30, but
Yeah, brother.
this is the way to cap the day off. I'm excited.
Oh my God. It has been a Monday for sure. All right, so they already know about me. We'll start with Lance though, so that Lance can kind of make the introductions, and then the audience just loves to know a little bit about you. So let's learn about you, and then we'll take a deep dive into the company. Lance, we'll start with you.
Awesome. Well, my background is in the military. I did almost 18 years Navy before I was medically retired due to TBI and PTS accrued during combat deployments. Once I got out, I was in a very dark and unique area, like many veterans were in, not making the best of choices. After a couple of years, I got the opportunity to utilize a group that provided something called the stellate ganglion block shot. And what that shot does is it puts the fight or flight mechanism nerve in your neck to sleep. And when it wakes back up, it's not as agitated. So it's easier to control the effects of PTSD.
Wow. Yeah.
Hard reboot.
That's awesome. You've shared that story
Yeah.
before, and I'm just so glad that you found that. And every time you come on and speak, I have vets that will reach out to me and say, what is that? And how do you spell it? So I'll make sure I get that from you later on. All right. How about you, Ty, since you're in the same shot there?
How's it going? My name is Tyler Southern. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps. I went in straight out of high school at 17 and made it through Iraq scot-free. And Afghanistan was a different story. 2 months to the day of deploying, I stepped on 10 pounds of homemade explosives, resulting in the immediate amputation of 3 limbs and the severe mangling of the remainder. And then did 2.5 years in the hospital they had to rebuild me from the elbow down. So I wasn't in like the ICU that whole time or anything, but I had to do my therapies and all that stuff for 2.5 years. Retired in 2012 to St. Augustine, Florida. And my then wife, 2 kids and handling business. And then whenever we ended up linking up as a team, everything has been kids, SFH. Like that is kind of how my life is going right now. But yeah, and just never wanted to leave anyone in the lurch. So if we're out there spreading, I see you and I'm proud of your fight, I want to be a part of it.
I love that. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Bryan? Last but not least.
So I met Ty and Lance through a mutual friend and one of our business partners, a guy named Joe Bachman. During COVID, Joe and Ty and I were the original 3, and we decided that we wanted to do something to give back. The world was falling apart. People were losing their businesses. People were dying. People were crazy, especially up here in the Northeast. You guys down in Florida were a little more sane, so I spent a lot of time down there. But we put this company together to give back to anyone that had fought a fight and come out on the other side. Whether you were a wounded vet like these guys in front of you, an addict that had come out of their fight, a cancer victim, or a cancer patient that had come out and survived, an abuse victim that has found a way to come out on the other end. Anyone that had fought their fight and come out the other side, we decided that we wanted to help. So we started with the basic tees and hoodies and hats, and 50% of our net proceeds for the life of the company go back to help somebody or some group. And that's kind of what we've done.
We are not veteran specific by any stretch. We just, 2 of the owners happen to be veterans. And of course, that is the community that found us the fastest. But we, like he said, anyone who is proud of their fight no matter what it is.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. I'm so glad that you.
There we go.
That's why we wanted to make sure we reiterated that. Yes, we're out there for anyone in the fight. One of the things that I think, and Tyler and I have discussed this a lot, coming into the civilian aspect, we're really not that much different. All of us have a fight that we've been through or going through, and we need someone to help us through it. And that's what we hope to do by distributing a brand, by having podcasts, by going out and selling at different events. That's the whole purpose behind it.
And ultimately, we'd like to vet and have a good set of charities kind of in a stable sort of situation, so that if people know we support them, that they're worth supporting. Because like Brian said, 50% of our net proceeds will always go to a charity, and it is never a specific one. If we're at an event for suicide prevention, 50% that we sold that day is going to that specific company. And we're eventually going to link up with, cancer research type charities and things like that, and try to give back to each of the communities that we discuss and hope to champion the people fighting those fights.
I think vetting is so important. It can be crazy out there with the nonprofits or the quote unquote nonprofits, or the people who say that they're want to help vets or cancer survivors, and you come to find out that none of that money goes to anybody. And so it's a crazy world out there. I love that you're giving back 50%. I love the fact, again, that it's for anybody who's still fucking here, right?
Yeah.
That's what SFH stands for, if you all didn't figure that out this far into the conversation. But I love that, because there are so many people who, that is such an as a cancer survivor, accomplishing that, like still here. It's a beautiful, fuck cancer. I love it. That's awesome. I love that. I think that's so important, because a lot of times the people who are coming through it, they don't have the support system, and there's not a whole bunch of people there cheering them on. And when they're finished, they're just kind of trying to figure out their new world. And
if you're lucky to have that support system, why not share the wealth? All right, share it to those who don't have it, so that they can have that support system, so they can move further on.
That ends up being why I got part of it, is because I was so lucky. I mean, 3 limbs when I was 20. And I had my family. I woke up from the medically induced coma and had my whole family there surrounding the bed so immediately there was all right, I'll be fine. What's next? And right. I know that not everyone is as fortunate as I was in that situation. So if we get to be that for someone going through something that they think either no one sees them, no one gets it, people don't even validate it as a real thing. Like, I don't want people to be going through anything thinking they're alone. And that is our goal. If we've touched one life, we've won. And
you all do events too, right? Like, talk about some of the events, because Lance, I know you've done some, you've had some stuff. So talk a little bit about it. And I do want to get into the actual where and how people buy and how they can find out more. But talk about some of the other outside stuff.
No, this is amazing, because SFH it's a brand, but it's became so much more than that. It's became a community to us and a community to so many others at this point. So I would happily do that. We had the opportunity to get together with some musicians the end of last year and put together a music festival and have music all day and have different speakers from different walks of life. We had the opportunity to raise money for Wheelchair for Warriors, I believe it was, and Round Canopy. Is that correct?
Round Canopy, yes.
The plane jumper outers.
Yeah.
What was that, Brian?
The Round Canopy, they take guys up, vets, and they take them in these World War II planes that they still have flying. Wow. And jump out of a perfectly good airplane together.
So he's saying that with just layered, I'd never do it. These people are crazy. When I tell you that that's what they do, it's legitimate, real World War II planes, like that are still operational and not replicas. And I'm just like, yes, please. I'd love to be thrown out of some history.
I love you guys have such a great energy, like you're sharing, because a lot of times we come on and we talk about, because we're talking about things where people are coming out of some crazy situation, something that has really challenged their humanity, whether it's physically, mentally, or a combination of both. But you all have this positive energy, like you can feel the impact. And
But what's
love
the first thing you'd
Lance.
rather see? What's
Yeah, I
the
was
first
gonna
thing
say.
you'd rather see? A smile or a frown or
Well,
someone crying?
agreed, but a lot of times when people come on, there's a lot of it's somber because people it's a crazy world that we live in, and so there's a lot of somber people talking about stuff. What I love about what you all are doing is you can tell that the mission is to make people feel like they're not alone, that they should be celebrating that they're still here. Those are the kinds of things that we need more of, and the fact that you're going to impact different areas and different charities that you vet is really, really such a cool thing. So, I mean, kudos.
Nothing somber about this group. When we are at an event, whether it's the three of us or another partner, Jay is with us and our friend Kelly and the wives are there, we laugh for 3 to 4 straight days. You come home, your face hurts. And that's kind of what we're doing. I mean, Lance gets up every day, and Lance. Lance's goal is to help one person every day.
Yes.
He does that every day, 7 days a week. His phone rings. This one been pointing in the right direction, and that's
a lot of them are me.
So Ty needs a little help every day as well. We're good with that.
I was gonna say I'm his safety net. If he didn't get one, he can just give me a call. We'll figure it
fall
out.
Back on you.
I need something. No, but I want to thank you actually for expressing that, because one, that's my hope every time we enter any conversation, is that people sees that not only are we going after what we're going after, but we're doing it from a different slant you don't usually see, and how the work's been done. It's traumatic, yeah, but dark humor will help you get through it, if not just flat out humor. And I don't ever want people to think I'm not taking anything seriously because I'm all teeth. And I'm just like, no, that's why I'm all teeth, because I know how dark and bad everything can be, and it's not that. So we're winning. But I appreciate you expressing that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I feel like you guys, the mission itself is kind of a simple one, but you all have taken the ball and run with it. I think there's a lot of different organizations out there that want to accomplish this, but they're not as committed. And that's what I got from Lance and what I get from the two of you. And the fact that it's broader than I knew about, I think that's just such a beautiful thing. So let's talk about what we're wearing. Well, what you all are wearing. How do we raise funds? We buy SFH shirts, or is that a hoodie you have on, or a polo? I can't tell, Brian.
I have a polo on. We have hoodies, we have hats, we have UV for you Florida people that don't want to be in the sun. We have the long sleeve UV protectors.
Oh yeah,
long sleeves. Yeah.
This week was huge for us because for the first 3 years, everything has been what you see on Ty and Lance, black. Everything's been black. And we wanted to build a little momentum. We have some different designs, but everything has been on black. And then officially last Thursday, our color line broke. So
Tell me about that. Tell me about what colors, I love the black, don't get me wrong, but it is pretty cool that you guys are launching a color side.
There's a million different colors for each design now. You click on Ty's shirt and you've got 4 different colors to choose from. Lance's shirt is still just a strictly black one, but the strong woman, the I am woman, the heart design, and I'm looking around my office here, the skull design. I have them all hanging on the walls.
Yeah, he's got canvas art of all of the shirts. I love it.
Everything,
beautiful
baby.
Anchor one is on a light blue, which matches really well. They match the colors really great. We had the opportunity to work with a great company that keeps us in the right direction through the colors and all that kind of stuff, and we're really lucky to have their expertise, I guess you would say.
Yeah, the ladies' racerbacks are a whole line of different colors now, and then
sorry.
In the near future, we're going to put in a couple of new hats. Actually, we have shorts now. We have men's and ladies shorts that just came out this week. Ty will be modeling them soon.
Yeah.
He's our supermodel.
He's your supermodel.
He's super something.
He said he wasn't going to do pants though, just shorts.
No pants, just shorts.
Technically, if my nubs are covered, they're pants, but it don't need to be known. I cut human pants every time.
So Brian, you guys, what can the community do to support you? What are the things that the community can? Because I'll get asked that when we're done.
Right.
I'll have people reach out. Okay, Ted, I know I can buy stuff, but what else? What can the communities do to get behind you and help get your message out?
Well, we actually have, we have the SFH page on Instagram. Help me, guys. Instagram, Facebook, and now we have a TikTok.
I'm working on the TikTok. Please don't judge the TikTok yet.
Ty, I want to see you on TikTok, Ty. That is 1,000%.
Mine is McNubs13. If you want to find me, but the SFH one, I'm working on it.
Well, the personal one. How many people watched you put that golf ball?
It's up to 2 million views right now.
He's got a better putt than I do. So, I mean, we also have a community page where we sell nothing, we push nothing. It's there for anyone to join and just say, hey, I'm having a bad day. This is not going right. And then you have 3,000 people that say, hey, you're still here today. Yeah. I mean, nothing is sold on that page. It's just community. So we have, and now I consider it the weirdest thing. We have these rubber bracelets we started with. Okay. We give these away at events, and people have grown to love these bracelets so that we now have them up on the website, and you will pay more, Ted, to get it shipped to you than the bracelet. But we have had friends that have gone through a medical procedure. They cut the wrong bracelet off and they freak out because now it's gone. I have some people in my life that have been through, everybody has people in that, but they've been through a lot of things. And when it's one of those days and they see the bracelet is still there, it just kind of is that step that gets them through. So these bracelets we now sell, which again, you get one with every order. We were just giving these away just so, Ty will tell you my favorite thing is SFH out in the wild.
We still give them away at our events.
Give them away at our events.
We'll give them away at our events.
But it's just, we really have built this community. So we did the Irreverent Warriors event in Jacksonville in March
22nd. Yep.
And, you see these people and what they've come through and how they've battled through the dark humor. And at the end of the day, that 50% becomes 80% because spending a day with these amazing human beings, I don't need to make any money that day. We're here. We're having it. We can afford lunch and gas back to Ty's house. We're done.
Yeah. I'm cooking dinner, so it's all good.
and that's what these events have become. I mean, we've got the tent now, and we call it the Traveling Road Show. And Lance really downplayed the music show he put on last year. Lance put together a parking lot party that went from 12 o'clock in the afternoon to midnight. There were some amazingly talented musicians there. More people came. It was a phenomenal event. It was not a music thing. It was a full blown parking lot party. I had a flight out the next morning because I come down there for all these things. I was supposed to be tucked into my hotel bed at 10 p.m. We didn't get out of there till midnight. No one wanted to leave.
Right. You had a great lineup, if I remember, Lance.
Yes,
it was a great lineup,
and that's another great thing. Like I said, with the things that we're doing, we're meeting great musicians too that have the same heart as we do and want to push the same message as we do, and that's who we're partnering with, and it's going amazing.
But back to answer your question, supporting us, there's not like a donate button on the website or anything like that. So buying gear and repping it and telling everyone the message, word of mouth is a huge thing, obviously. And then coming out to the events would be the ways that people can show support. Because again, we don't have a set up specific SFH charity that we would then to all the vetted charities get it out to. But which is something we've talked about it eventually doing. It's still getting workshopped. But yeah, so there's not a donate option.
But we also do a little bit of the footwork for some of these places too, because we are partnering with these nonprofits. By us saying that we're going to partner with that nonprofit, that is saying that we've vetted this nonprofit and saying that, hey, they say 80% is going to this place and that's where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so important to be a watchdog for who's getting your money and helping them make sure that the money gets to where it needs to get to. I just love, Lance, when you reached out and we talked about it, I thought to myself, all right, well, I'll do a show if he wanted me to every day because I love you and I love what you do. But I couldn't figure out, like, what are we going to expand on? And so I'm very, very glad that we did this because I feel like it's so important for people to understand your mission and understand how much passion and compassion goes into what you all do on a daily basis, and you still laugh a lot and smile a lot and all the good that you're doing in the community. I want people to buy gear. I want them to go on and I want them to buy and I want them to go to your events. I want them to want to get involved in your events and promote.
Well, we also, let's say we do something called co-branding where let's say you wanted to do a shirt with us. So we take the TED Show logo, which is purple, which is my other favorite color, and the SFH logo, and we design a logo around that. And we co-brand it. And then the 50% of that proceeds goes to the TED Show charity, or we've done other, obviously, veterans ones, the Veterans Right guys. We had a meeting with a woman the other day who specializes in eating disorders, trying to help the military that come home with these eating disorders. We're going to do something with her. So we take the logo and we merge it with one of ours, or we have our guys design something specific around it, and then that goes up on the site. See, this is why this is every day. And then we sell stuff because we are for profit, but we just also want to give back while we're doing it.
The helping and giving back and showing support is that's main line, but that's the main line. That's the focus for us, and it always will be. And we don't take the for-profit part so very seriously. Like Brian said, if we're moved too much, they get 80 or 100% of the sales from that day. And that's something we will never promise to do. But the 50 always. And if I don't make a red dime from all of this, after however long we get to do it, none of it will have been time wasted.
All right. Well, let me know how we can buy stuff. Tell them the best way they can reach you all. What's the best social media? The website is scrolling across there. It's wearesfh.com. Tell them more. How can we buy some merch from you?
Merch. So wearesfh.com, like it's rolling across the bottom there, is where the shop is. It'll take you to Shopify page where you'll find all this stuff. And it's currently the greatest time to become a new fan of our shit because we got colors now. Like everyone was so excited about the colors happening. And I'm going to break my microphone if it keeps doing this. Sorry. But we are SFH is how you'd search for us on everything. So Instagram, the TikTok, and Facebook is all we are SFH and the website. Awesome. And the podcast, me and Zach Polk, another friend of the SFH family, we do SFH Presents the 1 1/3 podcast. And it's just me and him as unfiltered and raw as we can, getting into mental health and both sides of the coin, as I am a super dark and gloomy and angry sad boy, as you can clearly tell. And he's all sunshine and rainbows. So we get into the different ways that we've handled it. And hopefully, one, again, making sure people feel seen in their struggles. But hey, maybe I never tried that. Oh my gosh. Spark something in someone's heart and see, help that change. Again, if we touch one life, done.
Well, if you all haven't heard it today, you are a blessing, all three of you, and what you do is a blessing, and it's important work. It's life-changing work, and it's an honor to have you guys on the show. I mean that wholeheartedly with a big smile because it's just what you're doing. I know the lives that it impacts. And I love the reach that it has now that I understand all of the things that you do. So guys, I want you to go to wearesfh.com, buy some merch. I want you to get involved, pay attention. If you just need a lift, go to the community page and post something there. Just like Brian said, a whole bunch of people are going to tell you it's going to be okay, or you got this, or I don't know. I just feel so positive when I'm talking to the three of you. I can't wait to meet you all in person. Of course, I've met Lance, but I'm just blessed by you guys coming on. Lance, thanks so much for setting this up. Brian, Ty, thank you for pouring out your hearts on the show. Yes, please.
One last thing before we get out of here. We do have a show that Tyler and I will be at on May 25th in Jacksonville at the USS Orlick, I believe it is, the Navy Museum.
The boat.
The ship.
Yeah, the boat ship.
Yeah.
It's with the Airsoft Group. So if there's anyone out there, everyone's welcome in the Jacksonville area. Check it out. It's under the Veterans for Airsoft. You can find it on Facebook and also on any website. So
May 25th. Make sure when we in the comments below, Lance, you put a link to that if there's a link to it. But we would love to support, and anytime you guys want to promote something, make sure you tag me in the show and I'll share it with all of my people. But I'm excited for what you guys are doing, and I think it's just beautiful. So thank you, Lance. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
We are SFH. We are still fucking here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one. God
You
bless.
too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.